Hey everyone, welcome back to another CCUK Live. And I'm excited tonight to have you all here. We have got Marva in the studio and I'm going to be letting her on stage in a minute. But first of all, I just wanted to say welcome everyone and let's have some fun. You know, the sun's been shining all day in the UK, which is very rare. And it's been an amazing day, you know, busy day at work, but it's going to be a great live. As I say, we've got Marva from Marvelous Artsy, and I've watched quite a few of her videos, so I'm quite excited for this. I've got a lot of questions. I'm sure you lot have in chat as well. Just a quick reminder, though, any questions you've got, put them in caps lock so that we don't miss them. But before we go any further, hello, Marva. How are you?
Hey, Andy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice to have you on and nice to meet you.
Oh, wonderful to be on.
I've seen your hands a lot on the videos. That's
right.
normally what we see, I think, of everybody, but I've never actually met you. So it's lovely to meet you. And I know you can't see chat at the minute, but you've got loads of fans already popping up in there. So we've got people like Renee, I'm sure you know, from Heart Creations.
Oh, yeah. I just talked to her a little bit ago.
We've got Laura. We've got Mary from Resin Me Up as well. We've got June from June's House of Crafts. We've got people that haven't been on the live before as well. So it's really exciting. So they're here to meet you and to find out more about you. And that's what this is all about. You know, it's about finding new channels that we don't all know about. Because again, one of the things I love at the minute about these lives is we're getting about a 50-50 split between the US and the UK. And we're getting the odd one from Australia as well. So it is going worldwide. And it's introducing us to people that we don't know. We've got Angelina in chat as well, and she's watching from Belgium. So it shows we are truly a worldwide community, and that is what excites me. And that's the whole point of these lives. I don't know some of the artists that we get on the lives before they come on our live, and I'm like, right, I need to subscribe to you. But no, tell me about your day. How's your day been?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's beautiful here in Florida. I'm in South Florida. Do what?
Have you been doing any resin today?
Not yet. Nope.
No? Okay. What time
I'm a night owl. I tend to stay up late. I do my resin at night late, and then I sleep late in the day. So I get started late in the day.
Yeah. No, well, I tend to do my pause at night as well because I work. So I don't get back to the house till about 6:30 in the evening. By the time I've had something to eat, it's 7:30. So the only time I get to do it in the day is at the weekend.
That's rough when you're working and trying to come home and film at the same time.
Yeah, it's 90-hour weeks some weeks, but I love it. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. And it's the community that keeps you going, you know, and that's the thing. I've just set up a new Discord as well, which is growing, which is great. And it keeps me busy, you know. I don't have a spare minute of the day. Which is good, I think. So I'm just having a look in chat as well. We've got loads of people already making comments.
Hello,
Renee's saying live from across the state. Going to be hooking up for lunch and Hobby Lobby soon.
Yay. Was that April?
No, that was Renee. That was.
Oh, that's Renee. Awesome.
Yeah, but no, we're getting loads. We're going to leave the questions until a bit later. So hopefully if you're in chat right now, just hang off with the questions. And I want to find out more about your story because obviously I know I've only know what I've researched, and you only find out so much. So I know you've been into art for 40 years, just over 40 years, fluid art and resin mainly at the minute. What did you start out with?
Started out drawing and doing acrylic painting.
Okay.
Started my channel doing stuff like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah, that's what got me started on the YouTube journey. In fact, I honestly, when I first started doing the YouTube thing, I was going to do, I wanted to do a music reaction channel.
Okay.
And I wanted to, because I'm really familiar with music, I wanted to bring my friends in from down here and I wanted to introduce them into new music.
Yeah.
Couldn't get anybody to do it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start an art YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So that was my beginning of my journey.
When was that? When did you start on YouTube?
About 2.5 years ago.
Okay. And when did you make the change then, I suppose, from traditional art and painting to acrylic pours and resin, and why?
Well, I started, when I started, I was working full time at a job that I hated. I had came down here, moved down here with a job I loved, COVID hit, of course, everything changed. I ended up working closer to home with a job. Like I said, I hated the job. I was coming home. I was tired. I'm filming 7 days a week. I'm doing my acrylic paintings. I'm barely at 100 subscribers. And I almost quit. I came really close to quitting. But I watched a music video and it changed everything. And that artist changed my life, actually. Still does to this day every time I watch him.
What song, just out of curiosity?
Well, he's a UK artist, actually.
Okay.
His name is Ren Gill.
I don't think.
And the video was called Hi Ren. And that's I've got his shirt on, Sick Boy. He had the top album last year called Sick Boy. He beat out Rick Astley.
Okay.
And yeah, so
his
video talks about, it's about the negative voice in your head that tells you can't do something. And it was about him conquering that voice. And I was at that stage. That negative voice was talking to me hard. It was telling me I should just quit. You can't even got 100 subscribers. Just give up. You're not going to do this. You're old. Nobody's going to want to watch you.
Yeah.
And I almost quit. And I watched that video and I was like, you know what? I'm going to overcome my
mindset, isn't it?
voice.
YouTube, it's the same as life. It's about mindset. Whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. And that's what I love about it as well. And it's hard. No getting around that. It's hard, especially at the start. You're not getting views. You haven't got subscribers. You're spending all of your free time doing these videos, and you think, what's the point? But that's where, again, everyone in chat's heard of Ren, and they're saying what an amazing artist he is, by the way.
Right.
Annie is saying that she's a renegade. Apparently, that must be the
fan. I am. I'm a renegade.
But I'm going to have to listen to that after the show. I will.
Yeah, Hi Ren. That's the first one to listen to, and you're going to go down a rabbit hole that you're never going to escape from.
Well, I love positive mental attitudes, and I think it gets you through life. I think life will always throw curveballs at you, no matter what it is. You're going to keep on getting curveballs, but if you've got the right mindset, it's how you overcome them that makes you who you are. And I've always believed that, and that's what's got me through some pretty dark times. But I think as long as you stay positive, you keep smiling, you keep breathing, you never know what's around the corner. And I think that's what's exciting.
And again, music are my therapies. Art and music. That's the two things that do it for me.
And YouTube.
So I was doing the acrylic paintings, and I stumbled across a video of Sherry Moulton. And Sherry was attaching glass to her acrylic pourings.
Wow.
So I started doing good art, and I started doing this.
Yeah.
Well, then I ran across somebody that was like, oh, we're going to put resin over the top of our acrylic paintings. Well, one of my very first molds I got was a little lizard, little gecko. Yeah. And I decided I was going to attach my geckos to the front of my painting.
Looks a bit like my phoenix behind me.
Yeah, like when I saw yours, I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's what got me started. From there on out, I was into resin. I was 100% hooked and have been ever since.
Yeah. Well, you can't get more 3D than that, can you? If you actually stick it to a canvas,
not at all.
They really pop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing that with my pour from this week, actually, which is my first biggest dragon, which I used 10 different tiny turners in that.
Oh, that is beautiful.
So, yeah, it came out stunning. I couldn't believe it when I demolded. Wow. And Lula from Nerd Goblin Art, she forced me to do it on Sunday. She says, you are going to find time to pour. You're going to do a pour. So I did one, and it came out absolutely stunning. So, but my plan is for this is the same as the Phoenix. I'm going to do another canvas pour and stick it to it because I love that look.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's what got me hooked on resin.
So talk to me about your YouTube journey then. So from those early days where you're putting out videos, not getting any views, what changed?
Nothing really. I just kept doing what I love doing.
Yeah.
Once I got past that negative voice in my head, I just made up my mind, you know what? If I get 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to keep doing it. If I don't ever get another one, I'm going to keep doing it.
Well, you've got nearly 5.
Because I love doing what I'm doing. So if I never got another subscriber from today forward, I'd still be doing it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You've got to love it. Otherwise, you won't do it. Or you'll do it for a period of time, then you'll burn out and you'll never do it again.
Right.
And I think I've looked at some of your stats.
Going because resin is unpredictable.
Oh, 100%.
When a hobby starts getting too predictable, I kind of lose interest in it. I'm kind of like, I'm over it. It's too predictable.
There's always a new technique.
It's the most unpredictable medium I've ever worked with.
Yeah. I think that's what keeps us all engaged as well, that there's always something new products that you can try, new techniques that you can try, and new mistakes that you're going to make and create new techniques. And that's what I love. You never know what you're going to get. It's like Christmas morning every day.
Yep.
So,
and I always say nothing is a fail, because a fail is a first attempt at learning.
I agree. You learn from every mistake you make.
Yep.
And as long as you learn, it's not a mistake.
And I show my fails. I show my fails 100%, because I want people to know it happens. You know, everybody has pieces that they're not thrilled with. Yep. Can you fix them? Can you change it next time? So I always want people to see that. I want people to see the real me. I'm 100% transparent on my channel. I always have been, and I always will be.
It's the best way to be. And everybody in chat normally takes the mick. I've got a piece. Where is he? I can't see him now, but I call it, they've nicknamed him Meth Bear, because I was playing around with EcoPore and resin, and literally it just didn't work at all. I'd spent like 4 or 5 hours on it, and all the EcoPore, because at that time it was one of the first ones I did where I mixed the two, and all the EcoPore just sunk down to the front, and then you got the resin behind, and I was just like, and it was about 30 ounces of resin I wasted there. But I learned a valuable lesson, and I improved for the next video.
Yeah, and I had to kind of play off of your video where you mixed the resin in with the EcoPore.
Yeah.
Mary had done one where she mixed a regular epoxy resin in with it, and then I did a 1 hour fast cure epoxy with it, and it worked fabulous.
Yeah, it's a great texture as well, isn't it? When you do it, it's slightly,
it is.
It feels slightly heavier, but a lot stronger, I think.
Oh yeah, great for really thin pieces, because you know how sometimes the thin pieces are flexible, kind of. Yeah, it stops it from being that way.
Do you know that jigsaw mold that I did? I've done 2 of them now. One with the EcoPore mixed with the resin, and I've dropped that a few times, and it's still in one piece, which is great.
Right.
I dropped the one that I just did in resin, and a piece broke off. So I think by mixing the 2, it's a lot stronger.
Yep.
So yeah, that was really fun. But I've had a look at some of your views, and you've had over 700,000 views now. How does that feel?
It's insane. I'm like, wow, almost 750,000 views. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, well, you're clearly going to get to 1 million views, I think, over the next year.
Oh yeah.
And you've done 809 videos. How often do you go back to those first ones and watch them?
Oh gosh, not very often. Every once in a while, I'll go back and look at one of them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? I knew nothing.
No, my first video, I look about 12, and it was only 5 years ago. So I've had a rough 5 years, I know. But I always say to people when they're like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can start a channel. I don't know if I can put myself in front of a camera. I just say, go back and watch my first video. It can't be any worse than that. And I watch it probably once a month just for a laugh.
I try to encourage anybody that I can to start a channel, you know. I've helped a few people along the way that wanted to start channels, kind of walked them through stuff. I actually had somebody that wasn't a resin artist that actually helped me start mine. She does like unboxing videos on YouTube, and I reached out to her and was like, hey, I have some questions. What do I film with? What do I edit with? You know, all this kind of stuff. And she gave me answers, and it helped me so much. So anytime I can help somebody that wants to start a channel, I do it.
Same as me. And you know, that's what's so amazing about this community. We're not locked off from each other. We all want to help each other. Well, most of us do anyway. And I think that's the really exciting thing is, and you know what? You don't need to have the fancy equipment. As long as you've got a mobile phone, you can do it. And just start with that, nothing else. And then as you get bigger, you might get some money from your adverts when you get monetized. Then you can upgrade your equipment, you know?
Yep.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to not miss the chat at the same time. It's a skill I'm still learning at the minute. But Amy's just saying there's a lot of pressure there to be a content creator. There's not. You don't have to be one. If you don't want to put it on video, don't. You know, enjoy art and enjoy watching others and learning from them, you know. And that's why I like the fact that in resin, you can not only be on YouTube, but you can be in like Discord communities and things like that. There's so many people that have joined Discord that don't have a YouTube channel, which is fine. We still want to share that knowledge. And I'm not a massive fan of me being on camera every week like this, but I do it because I think it's great to get to know people.
I think it's wonderful what you're doing. I really do.
Oh, thank you. No, means a lot.
Introducing people to artists that, like you said, that maybe they would have never heard of before, and it's great.
And I'm hoping the way that it's going to continue working, I hope, is that we're going to get some small, medium, and big artists on it. And then that way, hopefully it's going to intermix everybody's communities, and it's going to really help those small channels grow as well. So it's like, I know Steph from Highland Homemade Craft, she's in chat at the minute, and she's literally just started a few weeks ago, and she's already at 100 subs, which when I started, I think it took me about 3 or 4 months to get to 100 subs.
I was going to say, I think it took me about 6 months to get to 100.
Yeah. And then Lula as well from Nerd Goblin Art. I don't know if you've seen any of her stuff.
But I love Lula.
She's great. But she's gone from like, when she first came on my live, I think she was at 400 or 500 subscribers, and she's just gone over 2,000. So
yeah, I was going to say, she just hit her 2,000. It was like, yay.
Yeah, Tim as well, Bass Resonator. He's just gone over 2,000 as well.
Yep.
I love listening to him because he always gives you a bit of a sing-song as well.
I know, great. Right? I love his bass voice. I love it.
I as a joke the other day, somebody was asking who he was because he's got a different Discord name, and I went, "It's Tim the Bass Resonator," like that, and I did it as a voice chat, and everybody was like, "Oh, that was pretty good actually." And then Tim came on and did a voice when I was like, "Okay, you win."
Yeah, that's funny.
But no, it was good fun. So, talk to me about your biggest mistake in resin.
Ooh,
what was your biggest disaster moment?
Probably one where I dumped a whole cup of resin all over the place, and it ended up going in places that resin should never go, and went all over everything, everywhere. It was horrible, and it happened on camera. And I was going to delete it, and I left it in.
Yeah.
And I ended up cleaning it up after the fact and continuing on with the project, and it ended up okay in the long run. But yeah, it was horrific.
But you know, everybody does it. Everybody has to make one of those mistakes, and then you're a bit more careful when you're moving stuff around.
Right. I did have another one where I forgot, where I thought I mixed part A and part B. I got sidetracked in the middle, and apparently I never added part B. It was only part A, and the item never cured. Yeah. And if you've ever tried to get uncured resin out of a mold,
it's a nightmare. Boy. I've learned to, if ever that happens, I've learned to freeze it first.
Really? I've never tried that. I have to try that if it ever happens again.
No, but again, sometimes, I know that a lot of artists, we should be scientific. We should measure everything correctly, but sometimes we just go by eyeball, and that's where
we're like, this looks right, yeah.
And still, sometimes, if you don't mix it quite right, you might still get uncured resin. And I've had that a couple of times. And then that's what I've done. Save the mold. I've put it in the freezer for a couple of hours, and then it just pops straight out. So.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I know it's going to, someday that's going to happen again. I already know this. So when it does, now I know I freeze it.
Yeah. Tell me about your favorite piece then. What's your favorite piece that you've ever done? Because obviously you've been doing art for 40 years. What's the favorite piece?
Oh, goodness. Probably art-wise, I have a piece that I did that was an acrylic pour that was a swipe that looks like a cityscape reflecting into the water. But resin-wise, I think my favorite piece would have to be one of my tumblers.
Okay.
When I got started in tumblers, I was telling everybody, I told all my friends, I'm not going to do tumblers. I don't have any desire to do tumblers. I'm never going to do them. I got started doing them, and I was hooked. So probably my first tumbler was one of my most proud achievements that I did.
Everyone in chat, by the way, saying they've also spelt resin. Lisa's saying that she's always has resin in her hair, apparently.
Oh, so. Yeah. Well, you see, my hair is long. If I don't put my hair up, I'll be leaning over something and it's in the resin, and I end up with it in the tip of my hair.
See, I don't have that problem.
Right.
That's one advantage to not having a lot of hair.
There's a bigger issue there, Andy.
Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, it's going at the back now, but there we go. But no, I think, do you know what? It's amazing. It's like you're saying, you still put your mistakes out there. I think we've all got to do that so that people realize because there are some artists out there, and again, I'm not knocking them. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but every video they do seems to be perfect and it seems to work, and that's not real resin.
Nope.
And I actually like my mistakes sometimes more than the ones that go right, because they come up with a really cool effect sometimes. I'm like, I couldn't do it again, but look what we've got.
Right. And sometimes the ones you think aren't going to work out, like the other day, I was watching your one where you did the bloom in the back of that heart. And you're like, oh, this probably isn't going to work at all. This probably isn't going to turn out. And it was gorgeous.
Yeah. And that was just alcohol ink. And I don't normally do just the alcohol inks. I always mix in micas or something like that.
Right.
But that, it came out and I was in shock. I don't know if you heard it on the recording, but I was like, wow. So I'm going to be playing with that a little bit more, I think, over the next few months, and doing it in lots of multi-layers, really thin layers. But yeah, that was fun. But again, you don't know unless you try, and that's what I love. So some people call me crazy for putting food in and stuff like that. I just enjoy doing it as an experiment, you know, seeing what's going to happen. And it's like that one where I mixed the eco pour with a deep pour, that just came into my head, and I thought, I've got to try it. Once it's there, it stays there until I've actually done it. And
I saw you do it, and Mary tried it, and I was like, well, I'm going to try it with a different resin and see if it works. So it's great when something like that happens. Daniel Cooper is usually our, scientist. So now I guess you're going to kind of follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, some of the things he comes out with are amazing, and some of the techniques he's brought to the community are brilliant. And again, I try and emulate some of them sometimes and try and twist them a little bit to make them my own.
Right.
And again, he's messaged me before saying he really liked the way that I've done it on a video, and I think that's what's great. He's not.
Yep.
He's quite big. He's popular. He's got, I think, 150,000 subs now.
Yeah.
But he still encourages everybody to do what he's doing and see what they can do with it.
Yep. He's commented on some of my videos where I've tried. He did the baby lotion thing, and I tried one on a coaster. He commented on my video about it. So, yeah, I love that. I can't wait to see your chat with Claire, honestly. I'm so excited to see that. I love Claire.
She's got so much energy, you know. I love her. And again, I've been talking to her for months to try and get her on a live, and now finally got her. And she's coming on with Wendy at the same time from Toonpitch. So
that's going to be amazing.
They're both quite big personalities, I think. And I'm not going to get a word in edgeways. I'm just going to be sat in the middle like this. But again, that's going to be great.
I watch her home channel that she has too. I love watching her on it.
But the thing I like is it's like you when I watch your videos. I feel like I'm there with you, and you're just genuinely being you. And that's what I like. There's nothing fake. It's just you doing your resin, talking to people that you know in the community. I think you did one where you mentioned Jacob the other day, I think. And I'm excited for him because he's going to be coming on the channel in a few weeks. And
I'm so excited for him to come on. I really am. His mother and she's one of my subscribers, and we become friends. I have a lot of my subscribers that are my friends that I've become really close to over the years. A lot of other resin creators that I've become friends with. But his mother and I became really good friends through my resin channel. And she told me her son wanted to start a YouTube channel. And we started chatting, and I started kind of giving Jake some tips or whatever. And
Jacob, he's just joined up in chat, I think.
Oh, really?
Hi, Jacob.
Yeah, there's Jacob. I see him. Hi, Jake. So, yeah, I was like, I wanted to help him start a channel, and I thought it was great that he's interested in it. It's nice to see some of the younger generation getting into it.
Yeah.
And not just us older folks, you know.
Yeah. I know.
It's going to get carried on.
That's where my journey started because of my daughter. So she went through a period for about 6 months when she was 12 of really being into resin and wanting to do resin. And then she got bored of it after 6 months. And I was like, I've spent all of that money on molds. I'm not throwing them away. And then I started getting interested. So she kind of passed it on to me.
That's awesome.
But no, again, with Jacob, I know the exciting thing for me is again, he's just at the start of his journey. So hopefully it will give him a boost coming on live and getting more subscribers as well. Because that's the amazing thing is I think there's enough space in YouTube land for everybody to have a channel if they want one and they put the work in. And I think it's about helping each other grow. And I always say that we all grow together because we do. And in knowledge, in sharing different techniques, but also helping support each other on channels and looking out for each other as well, which is one thing I love. If ever I'm having a bad day, I'll just talk to some people in the resin community and I'll feel better. So that's the amazing thing.
Amazing people. I was fortunate enough, I actually got to meet about 7 YouTube content creators in person in Vegas last year on my birthday. I was gifted a trip to Vegas, and I met up with Coral Marines Resin Art, April at Dragons and Dresses Craftsorium, Billy Holman Creations. Met up with this amazing group of women. Amazing. Martha, I mean, we hung out for 5 days. We went and did all kinds of crazy fun things and got to know each other. Most of us had only known each other through YouTube, but we got to know each other personally, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And so I'm dying to hang out. I'm dying to hang out with Renee. She's down here close to me, so she's going to come hang out one day when she comes this direction. We're going to get to hang out. And hopefully someday Mary and I will get to hang out. You know, I would love to get to chill with her.
Well, that's one of my dreams in years to come. If the channel gets to the point where it will financially support it, I would love to literally go worldwide and meet everybody in person.
Ah, that'd be awesome. Got to come to Florida and meet me and Renee.
Yeah, definitely. I've never been to the States. I love the States. I went to an American school as a kid, so I know a lot of the American history and things like that. And strangely, I used to have an American accent when I was a kid because I went to an American school. And weirdly, when I was in primary school, I used to have to come back because I lived abroad. I'd come back to England, and then I'd have to still go to primary school in England for the last 4 weeks before they break up summer because of term times. And I'll always remember there was a girl in that school who had a bit of a crush on me. And then later on in life, we ended up getting together. And she says, I didn't know, but you were the boy with the American accent at primary school. So it's a small world, even though it's a big world.
Yep.
But no, I'd love to go to the States and do a tour of the States, but I think that would take a year to go around all of the states in the United States.
Right. We had talked about doing an event where everybody met up in one place.
Yeah.
I thought that would be cool. The Acrylic Pouring does a thing like that where they have this big event where they have a variety of artists. They come in and they teach classes, and they do meet and greets with their subscribers, and their viewers can come and do the class with them or whatever and hang out for like 3 days. And I think something like that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I'm trying to arrange something similar in the summer in the UK, just somewhere central where everybody who's free can just all meet up and come. And I know not everybody can, but I think it'd just be amazing for a weekend if we could, I don't know, hire a big convention center out and everybody just meet up and have fun.
Yep.
And I met the first 2 people from the resin world, I suppose, in real life the other week.
I saw that.
Which was great. It was only an hour and a half drive for me. And then we just met up, went for a meal, talked about how we're finding things. And it was great to actually meet people.
Right.
Renee says she's building an Airbnb as well for visitors. So we can all go stop in Renee's Airbnb if we go to Florida by the looks of it.
There we go. She's on the other side of the coast than me. I'm on the East Coast. She's on the West Coast.
And how far is that? How far is that in sort of time? Distance travel?
About a 3.5, 4 hour drive from me. We're about 4 hours apart. Yeah.
That's not too bad. That's like me and Lula. She's in Wales, and that's probably about a 3.5 hour drive. So again, I want to do that at some point. Is go and meet her as well. And well, I want to meet everybody eventually. I think that'll be the fun thing. Is when we all get to know each other. And I think this. For me, I've got more friends in the resin world all around the world than I have in real life. You know, it's I spend more time with them. I vibe with them. We've got the same ideas, the same thoughts. And I always say, surround yourself with positive people that you want to be surrounded by, and positive things happen. And I think there's so much positivity in the community that it just draws you in.
Oh, yeah. I have 3 close friends here, but none of them are really into resin. None of them are into art. So I bond a lot with my resin friends. You know, the channel creators, my viewers, my subscribers. I've got one lady that's been with me since before I had 100, and she's still hanging with me. So, like,
that's amazing. You know, you become really close, and it's like, I did a little dedication to Luna just because I've been chatting to her a lot recently, and I've sent her one of my pieces just as a here you go. This reminded me of you. You can have it, you know, and I think that's part of the fun as well. Renee's correcting you. She says you're only 2 hours away from each other.
Oh, okay.
So I can see that happening in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
my problem is I don't drive anymore. So that's my problem. I'm kind of stuck here and where I'm at, and it's hard to get around.
Yeah, I can imagine. What's the public transport like? Can you get trains? I don't know in the States.
Yeah, we have a train. I don't know if the train would go. I don't think it goes for direction. I think it just goes straight up the coast. So that's the only bad part about that one.
So is there a technique that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Oh goodness. One I haven't conquered yet, and that's the blooms.
Oh, right. Okay.
I've tried a couple and I failed, and I'm like, so I just kind of, I don't do them. I'm like, I failed at them every time. So I'm just kind of like, yeah.
I think
that would probably be the one I would like to try to, maybe that and the new, what's the one they're doing now, the lace effect.
Yeah.
Where they do that. I think that those look really neat, and I would love to try those. So
I've not mastered that yet. I've tried it a couple of times, but not quite got there with the lace effect. I think it's all about getting the right resin and the right white mixture to get it right. And that's what I'm still testing at the minute.
Yeah.
Blooms, though, I think it's just all about temperatures for your resin. As long as you get that right, it tends to turn out okay. So
I tend to be a little impatient. You talk about being impatient, Andy. Well, I'm a little impatient when it comes to that, too, because I'm like, I demold too early.
Well, I always demold too early. Normally, I don't have an issue waiting for the resin to get to temperature. That's fine. But then when it comes to demolding, that's it. I've got to demold it as soon as I can. I'm feeling it. Is it cured yet? Is it cured?
Yeah. It's like, oh, no, it's not cured yet.
But I think that's part of the fun as well. It's I think it's because it still excites me, you know. And I must have probably 300 pieces around my living room, here, there, and everywhere. But I still get excited by demolding. It's like this one. I didn't know what it was going to turn out like. All day at work, I was thinking, what is that dragon going to turn out like? And then when I got home, it was something to look forward to. And I think that's what's so exciting for me. It's like Christmas Day every day with resin.
Oh, yeah, it is. Because you're not sure. You can't see the other side of it. So you're like, is it going to come out right? Is it going to look right? You know, and then it's just that the whole thrill of opening up something and seeing what you created.
And my blooms, I'll let you into a secret. When before I demold them, I always hold them up to the light like that to see if I can see if they're blobbed. But I still demold them if I don't. I'm just that impatient. I want to know if it's worked.
Right, if it's working out that I'm maybe going to put a backing on it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you know what? That's part of the fun, though. And again, even now and then, and I've done a lot of blooms now, as you probably know. But even now and then, I'm still not happy with them. It's like this one. People have said that they really liked, but for me, there's those little blobs where it was a little bit heavy. And I now, because I've done so many that are almost perfect, I want everyone to be perfect.
Yep.
I think we're our biggest critics, I think, at times.
Oh, yeah. That we are.
So what are your plans now with your channel? Are you just going to carry on doing what you're doing? Have you got a goal in mind? What do you want to do with it?
Oh, 100,000 is my goal, but I eventually want that pretty plaque on the wall from YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
I think that's gone up now, I think that plaque's 150,000 now, I thought.
Wow.
But we'll get there, one video at a time.
Yeah.
You know? My goal is 1 million.
Oh, there you go.
And I'll keep on doing videos until I hit it, you know? So I'll probably hear it in my 80s, still doing videos, going, we've got to get that million, guys.
Yeah, we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
But it's good to have a big goal because I still get excited every morning. I wake up and it's like, even today, I think my channel's got up 5 subscribers and I still get excited by it, you know, because I'm at 7,902 last time I checked. So I'm so close to 8,000 now. And then when I hit 8,000, it'll be like, when's 10,000? And I think that's the great thing.
Just chasing that goal, keep chasing a little further.
But it's not even about just hitting that goal for me. It's about getting better at the videos, hopefully. Hopefully getting better at the art and learning.
Right.
And again, it's about just meeting new people. And hopefully if my videos get in front of more people, it brings more into the community and we all keep growing. And that's the whole thing for me, which I don't think you get in anywhere else.
Yep. Yeah, I love the resin community. I really do. And I love doing what I'm doing. And like I said, I'm going to keep doing it regardless. I love doing what I'm doing. I'm on Social Security, so I don't have to make a living at it anymore. Yeah. It's something now that I could do for the rest of my life and be happy doing it. And I have my grandson. I've been trying to get into the resin. This is Cody.
Hello. Nice to meet you,
Cody.
Cody.
Comes in and periodically he helps me mold items that I can't get out of the mold. And he helps Grandma a lot.
Well, some of them are really hard, you know. Even I struggle, and I've never done the water technique where you put the water in, and it's like, come on, get out the mold. But yeah, it's all fun.
There's been time I'm like, Cody, help me, come on, we got to get this thing out. He's got one side and I've got the other, and we're pulling on it trying to get it out.
But no, it's again, that's part of the fun of it, though. It's like that. I don't know. In fact, it's not live yet, so you probably haven't seen it. I've done a blue whale mold. I think Tim did one, and it's like a flower
big
pot.
One?
Yeah. I'll grab it actually whilst you're there.
I think mine's right out there.
Here we go. So I did this, and this was one of the hardest to demold because the way the tail goes in and out, and the tail bit was such a frustrating part. But no, it's all fun. It's all fun. Amy's asking how far you are from Disney World.
I did the same one, and it was a nightmare.
We've got Amy in chat asking how far you are from Disney World.
Oh, I'm quite a ways from Disney World, about 4 hours south of there. I've never been either. I've always wanted to go.
I would love to go there as well, you know.
I would. I'd be the biggest kid. I'd be running up and hugging Mickey Mouse to this day. So, and I'd love to see Universal Studios. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. I love like Stranger Things. I love Star Wars, stuff like that. I would love to go see the Harry Potter thing and the Star Wars thing at Disney. Yeah. At Orlando Studios.
No, I think we're all big kids at heart, and we like those sorts of things. And it's like, even like now, if I take my girls to a theme park, I love the rides, you know, I can't get over it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, you queue up for 2 hours for that 2 minute of excitingness on the ride, but it's worth it. And I think we all turn into big kids when we go there.
Yep.
Renee
I tell everybody I'm going back to my second childhood, but honestly, I don't know if I ever left the first.
No. I always say I'm currently 21 for the 22nd time.
There we go.
So I'm going to be 21 forever.
Yep.
And you know what? That's the great thing about this community as well, is now I'm finding we're getting all ages. So we're getting younger generations coming in, and it's like I've seen people bringing their grandkids on the videos and doing it with them, teaching them that, which is amazing. And then we're getting the older generation as well. And I think we've got such a lovely mix.
Yeah, that's what makes it nice. Like Mary with Riley, her videos, you know, I love seeing Riley taking an interest in it, you know, and loving to do resin.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So Mary from Resin Me Up's asking, if you could change one thing about your channel, what would it be?
Oh, goodness. Probably better editing. Honestly, I'm normally really good on computers, but I do most of this on my phone. So I don't want to transfer it over to my computer, and I don't want to edit it on my computer and upload it from there. So I do everything on my phone. And I struggle a lot with the editing portion of it and knowing when to use certain thumbnails and titles. I suck at my titles on my video. I don't know what to put.
Do you know what? I've got better with editing, but I still struggle. And it's like, people don't realize, and I do a lot of mine on the desktop rather than on a phone, just because I find it easier. People don't realize for a 30-minute video, it's 3 or 4 hours editing sometimes.
Even on my phone, it takes me a good probably 2 hours on my phone editing just to get it out where it's even at the level I've got it. Not to mention, you know, adding all the cute little effects in there and stuff like that, you know, and it's like, I'm like, there's so much more into that. I just want to do this part of it.
I think the great thing is, though, you don't need to do anything fancy. There's a lot of channels now where I see, literally, I can tell they've not edited it. They've literally just put the phone on something high, pointed at the resin, and that's it. It's unedited and raw, which in some ways I love, because you can tell it's not edited in any way, and you can tell whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. And that's why I did that creation live the other week, because I wanted people to see that you can actually do it live, so people can see that it's not all edited and I only show you the perfect product at the end. But do you know what? I don't think people, when they start, I think people need to not worry about the editing, just record. Yep. And again, everyone's got a different personality. And it's like, I watch some, and again, I'll give Koenig's a bit of a shout out now, because their commentary.
Oh my gosh, they are adorable in their videos. I love them so much.
I need to find
their interaction with each other,
you know, and what he's found.
Yeah,
just have that banter. But again, there's different channels what give me different feelings when I'm watching the videos, and that's what I love. There's always a channel, whatever I'm in the mood for. There's probably an artist out there what suits that mood.
Oh yeah. I love Lula and her magic hands. I love when she does that. There's something about that that just gives me so much pleasure watching her do her magic hands when she puts her gloves on. There's something about that that just, I can be in a horrible mood, watch that, and I am grinning from ear to ear because I think it's so fun.
Cheers you up. And I think that's the important thing as well for me. No matter how tough life gets, and it does sometimes for all of us.
Oh yeah.
I try and be positive and happy on the camera, because I think people might watch it, you know, and it might make their day better. And if you can make one person smile a day, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
They're all still talking about Disney in chat. I'm just going through it now. We've started something off now. They all want to go Disneyland.
They all want to go to Disney. Well, there we go. We'll all meet up at Disney. All resin artists will just meet up at Disney and Universal Studios.
That would be amazing. Maybe we can get one of the big resin companies to sponsor it. Now, that would be good.
That would be amazing.
They'll pay for everyone to go to Disneyland, providing they've got a resin channel.
Yep.
We'll have to start it. Now everyone's talking about Lula's magic hands.
I know. I love the magic hands. I do. There's something about those just, they make me smile.
They do.
And I'm either watching resin channels, true crime, or I'm watching music videos. I grew up watching YouTube. I grew up watching MTV. Yeah. And MTV now doesn't do music videos, but I can watch music videos to my heart's content on YouTube. And I love watching those. I like watching music reactions where you see guys in their 20s and 30s learning about music that I grew up watching, you know?
Yeah.
That I grew up listening to. And here they are, and they're like, wow, I've never heard of this person, you know? So those are my three outlets, is true crime, resin, and music videos, and coffee.
Yeah, lots of coffee.
9 gallons.
10 to 15 cups of coffee a day, every day for me. I know it's not good for you, but it's what keeps me going.
Me too.
Resin Waves by Veronica saying as well, she hates the idea of showing her hands because she works with wood and concrete and doesn't have time for manicures. My advice, get some black gloves. Yeah. Yep,
I wear gloves for that reason. I'm not a pretty, I painted my nails for this actually. I'm not a nail girl. I'm always doing something. I'm always working with something. So my fingernails look crappy. And I'd wear my gloves all the time, constantly. I wear them when I'm demolding, when I'm everything.
Yeah.
I did have an allergic reaction to the resin at one point. So I think that also factored in me wearing the gloves.
Yeah. I think it depends on the resin as well. Some people that I know will have a reaction to one resin and not another.
See, for me, it was just, it hit all of a sudden. I started having a reaction to resin where it started affecting my hands, my eyes. I was getting vapor burns. I have that resin ears air purifier, and I'll tell you right now, ever since the day I've got that, I haven't had vapor burns since.
Yeah. No,
so
I love it.
I'm 1,000% a believer in that machine. I love it to no end. And my fingers have gotten so much better even. And like I said, but I wear my gloves constantly because of that.
Well, one thing I didn't even think of until the other day, actually, and this was literally 2 days ago. So when I made this piece, I was using tiny turners. And I used 10 different ones, and I was just brushing it in the mold. Now, I've seen a lot of artists not wear a respirator or anything when they do that. And I switched my air purifier on because I didn't have it on because I hadn't mixed the resin yet. And it went through the roof. And you don't think when you're brushing micas and things like that, how many particles are in the air that you're probably breathing in. And actually, that cleared it up within like 4 minutes. So I was really happy about that. But it shows me it works. And again, you've probably seen me say before, I smoke. So if I go outside, have a cigarette, because and then come back indoors, it triggers it. So it tells me it picks up on that as well.
I kind of quit for the most part. I quit, but then if somebody comes around and smoking, I bum one of their cigarettes. So
I always say that I've successfully quit quitting.
There we go.
And my mum didn't raise a quitter, so that's why I still smoke. But I think there's worse things in life. And again, one of the oldest ladies in the world smoked till she was 108. And again, I'm not saying it's a good thing by any stretch of the imagination. No. So if anyone's watching this back, don't start if you don't smoke. But I do think there's worse things in the world.
Oh, yeah. Way worse.
But no, I'm just having a look through chat as well, making sure I'm not missing any questions, because I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this one as well. So just a reminder to everybody in chat, if you've got any questions for Marva or for me, if you want to ask me anything, put it in caps lock so I don't miss it, because I don't want to miss anyone. Renee, I'm just going through some of the ones that I've missed, actually. So Renee was asking what editing tool you use as well when you do edit.
I use the YT Studio.
What was that? YT Studio?
Yeah, YT Studio. It's a YouTube app. It's YouTube Studio is what it's called, and that's what I edit in.
Oh, you do all of the editing in YouTube Studio itself? Wow, okay. Yep. I've never tried that.
Yep. Yeah, that's where I do all my editing is in there. So, and I seem to have pretty good luck with it. There for a while I was doing CapCut, I think was the first one I started using. But I was having issues uploading from there. So I went to YouTube Studio, and I can do everything I need to do there and do it on my phone, and it makes it relatively easy.
And it's free as well. I believe it's free, isn't it, as well, if you do it all in YouTube?
What does it say on my T-shirt?
Yeah, Koenig's asking.
Sick boy.
Which was one of Ren's songs, wasn't it?
Yep. Yep. I love T-shirts, and I like to buy T-shirts of channels that I watch on YouTube or artists that I follow on YouTube. My coffee cup, there's an artist, Tom McDonald. He has a following called the Hangover Gang. So I bought me a coffee cup, and it says, "I was put here to upset you."
See, in my last life before resin, I used to be part of the cryptocurrency world. And I had a bit of a community that I was involved in there. And I designed some merch for that. And that did really well. But I didn't think that in YouTube, people would buy like a T-shirt of a channel or something like that. And I was thinking about doing some merch with some funny resin quotes and things like that. But
that would be
I just
fun.
didn't know if people would actually buy them. Because, again, it's pretty easy to set up once you've done your designs, because you do it with print on demand, which makes it cheaper wherever you are in the world to order it as well.
Right.
But I've never put any time into it because I didn't think anybody would be interested.
Ben's Works does it. He has T-shirts of his channel. I don't know if you've ever watched Ben.
Yeah,
I love Ben. I love Ben and Nicole. I watch their vlogs more than I do his regular channel because I don't have a lathe and all that stuff. And I watched him do the dragon eggs. But I got more into their vlog videos, and I love him and Nicole. But they sell T-shirts, and they do pretty good with their T-shirts, I guess.
Okay. That's interesting. I might look into it because, again, it's something I enjoy doing as well. I enjoyed spending like 3 hours creating my own unique design and putting it on something. So maybe in the future, I might look into that.
There you go.
Renee saying you are one cool lady, which is nice.
I love you, Renee. I think you're pretty cool too.
And
Somebody says they love Tom McDonald.
She loves Tom McDonald.
Yep. Weirdly enough, as I've gotten older, I've gotten into rap.
Okay.
Ren does rap.
A bit of Eminem back in the day.
Ren does. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called Fire in the Booth.
Okay, no, I've not heard
Charlie
that.
Sloth over in the UK. I guess it's a thing in the UK. It's called Fire in the Booth, and a guy named Charlie Sloth does it, and he's introduced like rap music and stuff. Well, Ren did a whole rap thing on Fire in the Booth, and it's like a freestyle rap thing, and I love it. Love Ren's rap. I love his rap. I like Tom McDonald's rap. Some raps I'm not fond of. If it's positive and it's catchy, I like it.
Yeah, it's such a skill as well. Because so I mean, when I was part of the crypto world, there was a lot of up and coming artists that were trying to make a name in, they call it Web3 on Twitter and things like that, and they would have like battles, we would call them. So, and I would sometimes host those battles where there'd just be a beat playing in the background, and some of the lyrics they can just pop out of their heads. It is absolutely amazing. Renee saying she loves fuzzy socks as well. I don't know what that means.
I saw Lula comment something about fuzzy socks. I love fuzzy socks. I'm in Florida, so there's not a whole lot of reason to wear fuzzy socks.
Maybe in the winter.
We don't get a lot of winter, really.
Well, that's good. I need to move there then. I would love the climate. Yeah. Mary's saying that you're a very sweet soul as well. You're the best.
Oh, I love Mary.
Yeah, she's great as well. My people. Again, just to give her a shout out, because I think she's doing that auction at the end of May.
Yep.
So I've not forgotten either, Mary. I'm going to send you pictures. I've got 10 pieces of my art that I've put to the side for anybody in the UK that wants to bid and is worried about shipping at the minute.
And I think that's wonderful you guys are doing that. It's going to be so great because shipping it's outrageous. But since you guys are close there, you know.
I think it's gone up as well. So about a month ago, I sent a coaster out to one of my members who won it on the prize draw. And it only cost me, I think it was £3.50 or £4 in English money, which isn't bad, I don't think, to get something all the way to America. And then I did the same for somebody else yesterday, and it cost me £7.20. It's nearly doubled.
Wow.
And that's postage. So I don't know why that's gone up, because the tariff shouldn't affect post. I don't know. It's just strange, but there we go. It's something that I think a lot of the
whenever I was doing giveaways on my channel, I just did gift cards. It was like, I'll do an Amazon gift card, a Temu gift card, whatever you want. You know, if you have a Hobby Lobby in your state, in your country, you can, whatever. I would do a gift card for whatever they wanted, because it was easier than trying to ship something, and I could include everybody anywhere in it, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. I'm just one of those people that I actually really love the idea of somebody actually getting a piece of my art and enjoying it. And I think I get as much enjoyment out of that as they do. It's like Rin, she was based in the States. She was one of the first people to get one of my coasters in the States. And for me, that's exciting that there's a piece of my art in the States where I've not been, and somebody likes it, you know?
Yep.
I'm just having a look to make sure I've not missed any questions. It's so hard, you know, to keep your eye on the chat at the same time. But I don't think I have. Oh, Michelle's saying that she loves my work as well. That's nice.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? I would say to anybody that's thinking about a YouTube channel, and if somebody's watching this back and is umming and ahhing, don't panic. Just record, you know? What's the worst that can happen? If the worst that can happen is nobody watches, which won't happen because YouTube will always do a bit of a test to see if people watch it.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be doing it because you want to do it and because you love doing it.
Yeah. And you've got to enjoy it.
You can't be doing it just to chase the numbers, because if you do, you're going to get discouraged and you're going to not want to do it. But if you do it because you truly enjoy making art, you truly enjoy being creative, even if you don't enjoy the filming end of it, as long as you enjoy what you're making and what you're doing, you're going to keep doing it regardless of the subscribers. And they'll come.
They will eventually, you know, and sometimes it might take a year, it might take 2 years, it might take 3 years. With me, it took 4 years because I wasn't that focused on it. So at first I did it as a hobby, like one video every couple of months when I could be bothered to upload a video. And that's how my channel started. But it's only this last sort of 12 months where I've really taken it seriously and gone, no, I want this to be my future. And I do. I genuinely can't imagine a life better than eventually being able to do this full time and doing what I love. And don't get me wrong, I love my day job in case anybody's watching. But I do. I love what I do in that job because in that job, it's recruitment. And I genuinely think you can change somebody's life in a positive way by getting them a job, what they love doing. And that's what I love about that. But I've probably only got another 20 years in me maximum doing that. I know that because it's also a very stressful job. And actually, this is the way that I de-stress. And if I can hopefully grow the de-stressing part to be my full-time life eventually, that's the dream. And I think it is possible. It's a long way off yet, but I think we could all get there. You know, there's enough people out there, and YouTube's growing every year. It's now the #1 search engine in the world, which I think is amazing. And it's got the most watch time out of any video platform that there is. So it shows you how many people watch.
Yeah. I watch YouTube more than I do anything. Occasionally I'll get Netflix long enough to watch my series. I like oh my gosh, Fallout. I watched the Fallout series on Amazon. I like it, but Stranger Things, I'm excited for the last season of it, but for the most part, everything I watch is on YouTube. Everything. I watch YouTube videos nonstop of something or another.
Last thing, I get up at 5 in the morning. I take Reggie a walk. Get back in the house about 5:30. YouTube goes on whilst I get ready for work, whilst I do iron my shirt and things like that. Have a shower. I've always got YouTube on in the background listening, and then I go to work, come back, do a pour or do something to do with the channel. It becomes your life, you know. It does take over. And every once in a blue moon, I'll say, right, this one day I'm going to have to myself, and I'm not going to do anything resin related. And I normally end up still doing something, but it's one of those things that I think is important to still have a day what isn't resin related, you know, so that you don't burn yourself out.
I do that occasionally. I was there for a while. I was filming 7 days a week, and I still do for the most part, but there are occasionally days where I just need a break. And I just, for a day, I won't film anything, you know, and people get concerned. I'll get emails or texts where people, are you okay? You didn't film last night. I didn't see a video last night. And it's like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, maybe I just woke up that morning, had a headache, didn't feel like doing something, whatever. But yeah, for the most part, I try to film 7 days a week if I can.
That's amazing. I couldn't do that. I'll be honest, there's not enough hours in my day. But again, I think it's amazing that you do. I mean, I struggle at the minute doing 2 videos alive and sometimes a Froggy Friday or something. So sometimes it's 4 videos a week. And that is a lot of time that it takes up to do it. But as long as you enjoy it, as you say, it's fun. Renee's saying as well that Mary and yourself are one of the reasons why she does shout outs on every video. Because when she was new and you didn't know her, you shouted out her channel and she was struggling at that point and wondering whether or not she should continue.
I have a list that I used to go through every single day. And I mean, I would shout out artists. I would shout out Claire, Daniel Cooper. These are artists that have channels way beyond mine, but I would still shout them out. And I haven't done a big shout out in a long time. I've tried to do more focused on like one channel at a time now. Before I would rattle off 20 channels, 30 channels, whatever. So, but I go through it. I watch people. I watch people's videos. I watch on TV. So sometimes I don't always comment, but I always like. And if I really like it, I'll go in and comment on my phone.
Wow. Okay. No, I think that's brilliant. And I think we should all do more of that. And I'm going to start trying to do more of that and actually shouting out people. So again, I think carry on doing that as well, because that's amazing. Laura from Laura's Design Studio as well is saying that she's had to delete Temu now because of the tariffs. Apparently she had a $300 cart. And when she came to checkout, it was $750 because of the tariffs.
Yeah. I haven't ordered anything since the tariffs hit, but one of my friends here has, and she ordered She ordered a $40. Her cart was $40. If you order from the local warehouse, you can get free shipping still.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff, 99% of the stuff, is in a local warehouse. So the tariffs are insane. I think it was on her $40 order, it was going to cost her $70.
That's crazy.
You know, so yeah, it was insane.
Well, I hope it all does work itself out, because I know it's not going to definitely stay as it is. I'm sure there's some more negotiations to be had.
Oh yeah.
And again, I've been doing a lot of research into it just because I find it really interesting, and I love looking at world trade and what happens, right. And that's the boring part of me. I'm really interested in stuff like that, and I personally think it won't stay the way it is, because it can't. Because I think the US is very reliant on a lot of those products. And I saw an article earlier that over 99% of the alarm clocks in the USA are imported from China.
Yeah.
So even something as simple as that.
We have so many items. My friend and I were talking about it. There's so many items that we think might be made here, but when you get to looking into it, aren't. You know, and it's like makeup products and stuff like that. A lot of the manufacturers that make the tubes and the bottles and the stuff that the makeup and the products go in, the product might be manufactured here, but the item that it goes in is manufactured in China. And if they can't get that product made over there, guess what? Everything's going to go up.
It's going to cost a fortune to make it there, and that's the problem. And again, it's not just that. There's everything now. Literally every product you have probably has some form of consumables from somewhere like China. And it's just because it's a lot cheaper to mass manufacture there. And that's what brings the cost of goods down. If you then start making it all in one country, cost of goods are going to go up 10 times easily.
Right.
So,
and not every country has manufacturing plants that can manufacture some of these items. You know, some of these are specialty items that you have to set up massive equipment to be able to make. And if they're not set up to do it, they're not going to ever be able to do it.
No. And the reason they won't is they don't see it being profitable, because they're going to have to pay whatever the minimum wage or living wage is in the States in order to get those people to manufacture those products. And if they then retail them at the prices they retail at now, they will lose money. So it just doesn't make sense. But we'll see how it pans out.
They can't staff the businesses they have here now. I don't know how they would ever staff if they added more factories. It's not possible. Kids nowadays, most of them want to do computer work or something, something online or whatever. They don't want to do physical labor, standing in a factory all day and sweaty sweat. They don't want to do it. No. And I don't blame them. I don't want to do it now either.
Yeah. Just before we go any further, I just want to say a massive thank you to Steph as well from Highland Homecraft. She's just given me a super chat. They're really appreciated when they come through. So thank you for that. But also, Sandy's asking now to talk. She's saying talk about your auction again. I think she's on about Mary's auction. So
Mary's auction.
Just to let people know, Mary's going to be doing an auction, I think at the end of May, to raise money for Renee to go to the finals. And I think she's looking to raise $5,000. I think she needs to raise. So it's a lot of money.
Yeah, Mary's granddaughter Riley is going to finals, and she does twirling batons, and she's got to have money to go there. So that's what they're doing the auction for, is for Riley for her twirling. So everybody go check out Mary's auction. It is at the end of May, I believe.
Yeah. And I promised as well that I'm going to do a couple of the auctions in a crazy American auctioneer voice.
Oh, there we go.
So that should be funny. And please, if you watch that and you're in the States, don't take offense. But I promise to do that just because I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
And I actually love it. I watch things like storage lockers and things like that.
Oh, yeah. I love the storage lockers.
You get the auctioneers, they're going, $100, $200, $300. It's sold. And you're like, what? What he just said? But it's, there we go. Mary's just said, I promised that I'd be an auctioneer. She read my mind. So there's a little bit of a preview. I'm going to try and get a cowboy hat as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just to get into the full spirit, and see if I can get one of the leather things that
the bolo tie. Yep.
Because I've always wanted one of them, if I'm being honest. So I will I will have a look, and that's a good excuse for me to have a look at it and get a cowboy hat. So look out for it.
That's going to be awesome.
I think it's going to be great fun, and hopefully it's going to get Riley to the finals, which is what it's all about. Oh, Mary's just given me a super chat as well, so thank you for that. You don't have to, by the way, but it is appreciated. All you need to do is just be here. You know, that's all I ask is be here, be part of this.
Now, how are you doing with your members? I know you just recently started doing members. How are you doing with that?
I've got up a couple. So I'm now at 12, I think, at the minute. So it's growing, which is good. And I think, do you know what? The great thing for me is when I look at that is it means people are actually really liking the content. Otherwise, you wouldn't join a membership.
Right.
But it also means that they get early access to everything as well. And I'm always, I don't know, 6 to 8 videos ahead usually. So
that's my problem. I film usually daily, and I edit and post it that day or the next day. So I don't have it a lot built up to offer people ahead of time. That's the only reason I've never started a membership, is because I'm like, what do I have to offer these people? I don't have anything exclusive that I could throw at them.
Yeah, and that's why I do the giveaways as well. So every month, and what I'm planning to do with that is increase it as the members increase. So at the minute, I'm doing 1 giveaway a month of a piece of my art, which is basically just a prize draw. Somebody wins it, and I post it to wherever they are in the world, and that's where I've been still posting pieces out.
Right.
But as I grow, so let's say at the minute I'm at, I think, 12 members. If that gets to like 30 members, I'll do 2 prize draws a month. If it gets to 50, I'll do 3, and keep increasing the amount of chances that people have to win it as well.
That's cool.
Which I think is just really, and do you know what? For me, it's a really cool feeling just to know that even if people aren't buying my art, they're having a piece of my art through winning it and enjoying it.
Right. Oh, I love my friends down here. They already know they get so much from my artwork because I love just gifting it to people, and I'll make something with them in mind. You know, a lot of times I did the little elephant bank a while ago because my friends have my friend and her daughter have a little granddaughter that's 3 years old, and I love to make her stuff. I made her hair barrettes, and I made her the little bank, and I just love making stuff for her because my grandkids are all older and they're all in other states and stuff. So it's so nice to have somebody that I can gift stuff to, you know.
Definitely. And again, my little girl, if I'm being honest, my youngest, she claims half of my pieces. They go in her little LOL house, her doll's house with her, and she plays with the LOLs. She's playing with one of the geckos at the minute, where the geckos is basically like a little horse for the LOL dolls, and she sort of plays with them as a toy. So it just means I need to make sure that I sand them properly.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So there's no sharp bits. I'm just going through the rest of the chat as well. So Tim's saying that he offers members only access videos as well to members. That's something I thought about doing, but for me, I just like giving the early access and the prize draw. But you can do pretty much anything with it, you know. You can, and that's the thing. Depending on how creative you are, you can come up with all sorts of different ideas. Some people do members only Discords and things like that.
Right.
So it's whatever you want to do with it, really. And I think most people join membership not because of the perks, but just because it's an easy way for them to say, look, I like this artist, I like what they do, and I want to support them, you know?
Yep.
We've got Tina saying
I've been trying to figure a way to sell my items, whether that be on, I haven't found a good platform for selling them. I had an Etsy, and I was doing my paintings and stuff on Etsy, but I'm not a huge fan of Etsy. I haven't tried eBay. I know a couple people have done eBay. A couple of others have done Shopify. I can't remember. There's another one, but I haven't really found a good outlet for that yet. So
I tried Shopify for 6 months because you meant to get like free advertising with it and things like that. I didn't get one sale, and I put a lot of work into it, so I've closed that down now.
Yeah.
I was going to start eBay again, and I'm still considering that. But again, it's going to take a lot of time to stock it up again. But I'm thinking of going around to local garden centres, do you know, because I think they often have like a corner where they've got lots of different artist things in there, and they charge you a commission per piece usually. But I think that's where most of the audience that would buy resin and resin art would go to places like that because they're also into things like their gardens, doing gardening and stuff like that. So I've actually sent out an email to 7 different local garden centres to see if they would be interested in stocking some of my stuff. Because again, that way it's not online, but it's another way to get it out there.
Right. See, in Kentucky, we had these things. They were called peddler malls, and you could actually rent a booth, and you didn't have to manage. You didn't have to be there to manage your booth. You just put your stickers on with your booth number, and they had like one central register that rang everything up. Okay. And you paid a booth fee, and it was pretty reasonable, and they were everywhere. But down here in Florida, there's not very many. There's a couple flea markets and stuff, but for the most part, you have to be there to manage the flea market, if you're there. So that's where I'm struggling, is trying to I'd like to find some place where I could put something in like that on consignment and pay somebody a fee or whatever a month to have it there, or if I sell it or whatever.
They'll be out there. Trust me, they always are. It's just a case of finding them sometimes. Tina's saying your elephant bank was beautiful as well. I haven't seen that video. Was that like the elephant piggy bank mold that I've seen? Where it's like a round bit. I was going to get that because I thought what a great idea.
I went to Hippo too. They have a Hippo, and I went to Hippo so bad.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I was going to get one. So is it 2 separate molds then that fit into one?
No, it's one mold that's the bank, and then you have a little piece that's the front of the bank. Okay. And then when you demold it, you put that front piece on, and that kind of holds the whole thing together. And you have a slot to put the money in, and you have a little piece that pulls out on the bottom to get the money out. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's a lot of fun, and it's so cute.
Do you know what? I think they'd be really good sellers as well, because they're child related as well, and it teaches people how to save money, and that's a great thing to teach your kids. I think is how to save money, not just spend it.
Mm-hmm. I actually had one of my neighbors. His wife loves elephants, and she saw it. And she had a fit over it, and he paid me to make her one. So it was like I made her one, a purple one, did one, a yellow one for the baby, but I ended up making her a purple one, and I did a whole lot more blinging out to it because I knew the baby's going to want to carry hers around. But I knew that this woman's going to set hers on a shelf or on her dresser, and it's going to be more for display. So I blinged hers out. I put a little butterfly on the nose and all kinds of fun stuff on it.
That's amazing as well. You can do whatever you want with them, can't you, once you've got them all?
Oh, yeah.
Just a quick shout out to one of the ladies in chat as well, Paula Harper. She's told me to keep an eye out for some posts, and she messaged me on Facebook because she knows I've never had Happy Mail because I haven't set it up, so nobody knows where to send stuff to if they wanted to. And she asked for my address, and I've given her my address, and apparently I've got some Happy Mail on its way. So I'm looking forward to that.
Happy Mail is so exciting to get.
Yeah, and do you know what?
It's so great because it's something that you don't know what it is, especially if they don't tell you. It's that mystery of it. It's like, oh my gosh.
And it gets your brain going because you think, oh, what am I going to do with this? And that's where I love the collaborations as well, where somebody picks one mold and then about 100 people come up with completely different ideas. Amy's saying be careful with eBay because you will get people that complain about very good products just so that they can get their money back. I've had that a couple of times on eBay.
Right.
You also get people that claim that they never received the item to try and get the money back.
Right. See, I thought about just starting my own website and just selling it from there.
Yeah, that's also an idea. Renee's saying that she volunteers 2 days a month at an art gallery and sells her items there. Apparently in Florida, the Bearded Thrift Machine has a booth like that, Naomi's saying. So it might be worth looking at.
Are they near me or are they up in northern Florida?
I don't know. Naomi, if you're still here, whereabouts in Florida are they?
Because I'm almost, if you look on a map of Florida, I'm almost to Miami. So I'm almost as far south as you can go.
Oh, wow. Lynn's saying go to funeral homes and ask if any of the pieces you do interest them. She sells nearly $2,000 a month under a contract.
Like
that's amazing.
Huh.
Didn't even think of that. But again,
yeah, you could make like urns. That would be cool.
Yeah. And I suppose you could offer a service to preserve some of the flowers as well for people.
That would be awesome.
So that's a really good idea. Thanks for that, Lynn. That's an amazing idea. And again, I've unfortunately been to enough funerals to know how much people spend on funerals and the flowers and everything. And actually, if you can preserve some in resin or something, at least you've got a memento of the day, haven't you?
Yeah.
But that's a great idea. I'm gonna look into that myself. Right. And see if that works. She also does classes for seniors as well. So again, that's something else. Michelle's asking, I don't have it live at the minute, Michelle. So my address isn't live just because I haven't set it up that way yet. But you know what? I'm not worried about people knowing my address. So if anybody wants
it. Yeah, that's me. My address is in my description box all the time. I'm not worried about it.
If you turn up at my doorstep, then Reggie might have something to say. But I don't mind sharing it with people that I know in the community. If it was a complete stranger that asked for it, then I'd probably be a bit wary. But if it's people I know, I don't mind sharing it. I'm just having a look around. Naomi's saying it's at Myrtle Beach area, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's quite a ways from me still.
Is it? Okay. Well, if there's one there, though, there might be one that's local to you. So I'd do a search for that.
I've been searching for them. I'm like trying to find ones. Even if I could just find like a little gift shop type thing that would let me rent a space in the corner of their store, you know. But my problem is getting to these places to find out because, like I said, I don't drive, and Ubering anywhere is insane.
I can imagine. Tim's making a bit of a joke, I think, but I'm going to say it anyway. But he's saying, this is terrible, but you could make a killing at funeral homes. I don't know, Tim. I'll tell you what, though, it was dead good. But let's move on from that. Oh, dear. Yeah, Steph's doing a dog memorial. I did a memorial piece with my sister's ashes in it. Just because I lost my sister and I've got that above my door frame in front of me. So every morning I look at that and it reminds me of her, which is, again, I think it's lovely to have. So again, you could probably do things like that at funeral homes and offer it as an extra service. I'm sure they'd be happy to do it, providing they get a cut. Right. But guess what? We've gone well over the hour already, which doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's been 10 minutes. Nope, does not. But I'm going to give people a 5-minute warning. If you've got any more questions that you want to ask away. And let's not forget next week as well. Next week should be exciting. We've got Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner, and we've also got Wendy from Toon Pish. So that could be a busy one as well. Oh, yeah. So, but as always, I really appreciate everyone turning up. And you know what? I think they're getting more popular every week, which is great because it shows that we're getting more people in this community. Yeah, Naomi's saying the only thing is with using real ashes is it's a lot more stressful because you want to make sure you get it right, which I agree because again, if you get it wrong, you don't want to throw somebody's ashes away, do you? It's disrespectful. But I think there's a way to do it that it minimizes that risk, and that's where for me I just put it in a small piece as part of a bigger piece, and I think by doing it that way, for me, it just minimized that risk. I've seen people do them like in little vials and different things also. Like actually put the ashes in like a little vial that you can get like at the dollar store or whatever. Yeah, and then put that in the resin. Kind of like you would a snow globe in a way or whatever. That way you get a resin mold for those vials as well. I bet you there's one out there somewhere where you could actually make that in resin and then just fill it up. Yep. Well, it looks like everyone's been enjoying it. Looking at the chat, everyone's saying that you've been brilliant. So do you want to give your channel a bit of a shout out? If nobody knows where to find Marva, this is where you find her. Marvelous Artsy. Will your channel come up if they just search Marvelous Artsy as well? Because I know... I believe it will, yeah. Yeah, because I know you've got those numbers after yours as well, haven't you? Yeah, so... I'm pretty sure if they just type in Marvelous Artsy, it'll pop right up. And is it a picture of you in a canoe or a kayak or something? A kayak. I wanted to ask you about that. First time I ever done it was 4 years ago. Never been in a kayak in my life. Wow. Did you enjoy it? Did you do it regular now as well? Oh, I love doing it. The first time I ever did it, I don't know if you've ever heard of bioluminescent water.
it glows. If you go at night and you like run your hand through the water, it glows this beautiful blue.
Oh, wow.
And the first time I ever did it, one of my friends from Kentucky came down, her and her boyfriend, and they were like, we went to this place, and you have to go at night, of course, because that's the only time you can see it. Well, It's midnight. We're at this dark canal, and they're going up and down it in the kayak. Well, I have a fear of water. Never been in a kayak in my life. But I also have a fear of missing out. So I have that FOMO really bad. And I kept looking at this going, I don't want to get home and say, I wish I would have.
Yeah.
So I put a life jacket on. I got in there, and my friend and I went down this canal. And as we're going down the canal, this dolphin comes swimming by us, and it's like glowing blue all off the back of the dolphin.
Wow.
And I was hooked. So they come down a couple of years ago and took me to the Keys, and we actually went out. That picture of me is I'm out in the middle of the ocean in a kayaking.
Wow. And that's amazing, you know. And I think that's just going to show you if there's ever something you want to try, just do it. You know, and I'm a firm believer of that. I always say that I'll try anything twice, and that's in case the first time I didn't do it right, and the second time I might really enjoy it. I'll try anything twice.
I want to go skydiving. I would love to go skydiving.
That's one of my dreams. Weirdly, is to jump out of a plane. Yeah, but I think it'd be amazing to experience just the once. I think it would also age me a lot jumping out of a plane, but there we go.
DJ probably. I'm like, I don't know about but I would love to do it. I've always wanted to.
The interesting thing for me would be what thoughts go through your head as you're flying through the sky.
I know, right?
It would be just so interesting to see what you'd be thinking
Mine
of.
would
But
just be, please open parachute. Please open parachute.
Yeah, but if anyone's watching this back, please do subscribe to Marva's channel. She does some amazing resin art. I believe she does fluid art as well. I've not seen the fluid art videos, but I have seen the resin ones.
Most of it's been the resin lately.
Yep. But again, subscribe to the channel. I think you'll love her videos. Again, subscribe to this one if you don't already. And if anybody wants to come on the show, they are being quite popular at the minute. So I think we're booked up until August now, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So more and more people are getting interested, which is great. But I'm going to do this every week. You know, every Tuesday I'm going to be here. So if you want to be on, just send me a message or put a comment, and I'll reach out to you. If you put a comment with your email, we'll get you on a live. Hopefully, we'll keep everybody growing together. And it's been amazing again. So you've been an amazing guest, Marva, and I've really liked getting to know you as well. So
I appreciate it, Andy.
And I'm sure we'll keep in touch afterwards as well.
Yeah. I'll send you the link to that video.
Definitely do. I'll make sure I watch it. But thank you to everyone in the audience as well. And we'll see you all next week for the one with Claire and Wendy. So see you all later.
Bye.